This is Brian with ScreenFiles.com and Review. What I'm looking at today is 2023's Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. And this is a movie that seems to be performing weaker, shall we say, than traditionally Marvel Studios movies do. And that being said, I'm not sure that's the case, in that it's about on par with Ant-Man as a character. As you are probably aware by now, Ant-Man is played by Paul Rudd, and he is a former thief who gets the ability to shrink and grow whenever he feels the need to do so. And he's been in Captain America Civil War, he's been in the Avengers movies, and so on. And what I suspect is the case is that Marvel Studios perhaps expected his third outing to be stronger than it has been up to this point. But as I said before, Ant-Man was never a first-tier character. I find him interesting, but he was never a character that generated huge momentum. And we're just seeing that in Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. That being said, it's earned somewhere in the ballpark of, I want to say, $460 million. So it's not doing terrible by any stretch of the imagination. And at the end of the day, we'll probably break even. Though for a Marvel movie, some people will consider that to be a failure. I'm not in that ballpark. Do I wish it were stronger? Of course. But it's doing respectably well. Certainly better than Shazam appears to be doing. So I had no real complaints on that aspect of the movie. What does bother me though is that I've been online and a lot of people are saying very odd things about it, such as, did Kang die? And my response is, of course he did. They literally say so in the stinger for the movie. And I don't know if this is just people being trollish or lazy or some combination thereof, but it really irritates me when people do this type of thing. I don't say that everyone has to like something. What I do say is that don't seemingly deliberately distort what something is saying. And as I said, during the stinger for Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, they clearly say that Kang dies. And we also learn that there are many Kangs. This is something you're probably aware of if you've seen Loki on Disney+, which I haven't. Though there are many Kangs, and they are at war with each other. And the Kang from Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, had been exiled to the Quantum Zone. I actually think I'm mixing the Negative Zone and the Quantum. It's not the Quantum Zone. I'm pretty sure of that. It's a Negative Zone. The Quantum Realm, yes. So this particular variant of Kang had been exiled to the Quantum Realm. And what he was doing was destroying other Kangs. He was remaking the timeline and removing anything they contributed to it. So let's be clear. The Kang in Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, is no hero by any stretch of the word. But he perhaps was not doing a bad thing, because neither are the other Kangs. So his severing their timelines, in a way, was not a bad thing. Well, I shouldn't say that. Maybe it's perhaps a case of the lesser of many evils. He's still evil, to be sure, but what he was doing was perhaps better overall than what the Council of Kangs, as they're called in the movie, are also doing. Now keep in mind, Kang says this as well during the movie, namely that he may be bad, but if he doesn't do what he's trying to do, what's coming will be worse. And so now, the Avengers, now keep in mind, Daniel Cretton, the I want to say Daniel David Cretton, but I don't think that's his middle name. I know his first name is Daniel Cretton, will be directing Avengers: The Kang Dynasty, which will involve, I assume, all those Kangs, the Council of Kangs, enacting their own plans. So that should be interesting. Though, as I was saying about Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, it's a pretty good movie. It's very visually dark. I don't mean thematically, I mean visually. And that may have something to do with it being shot in 3D. I don't know if it was. I assume it was, because that's a way to make more money per showing. But it's so visually dark that you can't necessarily tell the color of Kang's costume. It's purple and green. And the purple, admittedly, is a very rich purple. So rich, it almost appears black. But there are virtually no points in the movie where you can actually see the color very well, because it's just so dark. And again, I assume that that has something to do with the production process. It's not a normal thing, to be sure. And it's not a major hurdle. It's something I noticed, wondered why it was, and just moved on. It's well acted. It's an enjoyable movie. Though, curiously, the Wasp, despite having second billing, is not in the movie a lot. I mean, she's present when they go into the quantum realm, but she doesn't really do a lot. We see more of Cassie, which is the daughter of, I want to say, no, Hank Pym is the dad, who's Ant-Man and the Wasp's daughter. We see more of her than we do of the Wasp. But overall, it's okay. It's a fine movie, and in fact, it's one I think I want to add to my collection. The special effects are really good. It's got little fun moments, and it's an interesting movie, I think. And I honestly don't understand a lot of the criticism that has come down in relation to it. Now, what do you think? This is Brian with ScreenFiles.com and Review. Do you agree, disagree? Let me know down below. And as usual, consider a like or a follow. Peace.